Every profitable business runs on three single things. No matter how cheap or how expensive the product is, no matter if it's a product or a service, no matter if you're in the United States, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, or anywhere else in the world, a business runs on exactly three single things: marketing, sales, and deliverables. And here is the sad reality about what I see every day in our industry: incredibly talented, incredibly dedicated dance professionals with full schedules, with real results, with genuine passion for what they do, who were just simply never shown how these three things work in harmony between each other. And so the energy goes into the new tools, the new platforms, the new strategies, the new software, all this kind of stuff, and we wonder why the results are not matching the effort. This is not a talent problem. This is a foundation problem. And you already know this principle from the dance floor. You know how important it is to drill the basics before you add anything else on top. Footwork before performance, right? Frame before artistry. Timing before musicality. In business is exactly the same thing. And once these three fundamentals are clear, everything you are already doing starts to perform the way it was always meant to. Today, I'm going to walk you through all the three things. Number one, what marketing actually is, and the shift in thinking that makes it work for your specific business. Number two, what sales actually is, and why understanding this one word differently changes everything about how you attract and close committed clients. And number three, what your deliverable actually needs to be, and why bringing clarity here is one of the most powerful moves you can make in your business right now. These are the basics, and the basics are where everything begins. So let's start. Let's start with number one, marketing. So what it is marketing? You can find 10,000 different descriptions, 10,000 different definitions. You can find people saying right and left what that is and what that's supposed to be. But what I understood about marketing, and I'm very happy to share, and this being very profitable for myself and the businesses that I'm helping, is that marketing is nothing else than the communication that we give to other people that makes these people interested in what we do. This is what marketing is: being able to clearly communicate to others what it is that we do and why they should be looking into it. Does that make sense? Now, this obviously is generic, but it's the basics. It's really the basics. So before we go and look at marketing tools, we should understand what's our marketing. What do we say? How do we say it? To who we say it? And does this message actually arrives clearly to the other person that they will have to think, I should look into this. Or maybe I should go to this dance studio to take lessons. Or maybe I should check this teacher to see if she or he is a good fit for me. That's what marketing is. Marketing is communication. Clear, basic communication done in a way that is meant to bring a result. What's the result? The result is to put in the mind of the people that are listening to us the thinking of the possibility to work with us, to buy our product, to join our service, to join our dance studio, to buy our dresses, to whatever you are selling everywhere in the world. As I said in the beginning, every business that makes profit has a marketing strategy. Every business that has a good profit knows what to say to attract the attention of people. That's what marketing is. Now, I want to make this very personal for you that you are listening to me right now. You are a professional ballroom dancer, possibly trying to increase your revenue in a way or the other. Now, ask yourself, what do you say out there? And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you post on social media, we are saying things to the people that look at our stuff, right? When you have conversations during events networking events, meaning events where there are your clients around and you happen to have conversations with them, what do you tell them? When you create, I don't know, a banner for, maybe you have a company already, maybe you have an actual business and you have some banners, some flyers, whatever that is. Do you communicate something in a way to catch the interest of that person, that person that receives that message might want to look more into it? What I see normally is that I see people maybe writing a flyer or a banner or something with already a bunch of informations, assuming that the person is actually going to join or going to come to that event, come to that dance camp, buy your product or whatever. The people that do that are skipping the very first part of the communication. You first have to attract interest. You first have to catch the attention of your people. And possibly you want to capture that attention. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, very simply, is your communication out there meant to stimulate curiosity into the person that is looking at it? Is it clear who you are talking to? Does that message narrow down the people that you actually want? Because when you speak one-on-one with someone, you may have the understanding and the clarity that that person in front of you is actually in target and aligned with your business and can be a possible client. But when you throw stuff on social media or when you print a flyer, your message might end up in the hands or under the eyes of a person that doesn't really correspond to your client. So whatever is written in that flyer, whatever is written on the social media post, does that find the eyes of the right people? That's what you want to ask to yourself. That's what you want to make sure you do in your business. Now, a few seconds ago, I mentioned about capturing the attention. What do I mean with that? This is extremely important. I would say not everybody do this. So I wouldn't say this is like a rule, but for me, it's very important, and I use it in almost all my businesses. Once you attract the attention of a person online, you want to make sure you have some kind of tool that allows you to capture the name, last name, phone number, and email address of the person. So you want to make sure that this person is motivated to give you their data. Why that's important? Because when a person gives you their data, they go into your list. Now, that person maybe will not become a client right away, but that person can be a client later on because that person is interested in what you do. Otherwise, this person would not have left name, last name, phone, and email address. But here is the thing. In general, people are sensitive about their data. They don't want to share their data unless you give them something that is valuable for them for free. So what you want to do, you want to create some free gift, something valuable to these people in exchange of their data. Now, thanks to this, you can start building your email list or your contact list. And even if that person doesn't become a client right away, there is a huge higher percentage rate that it will become in the future versus if you don't capture that contact, that person very unlikely will become a client in the future. So that's what marketing is. Speaking to the people so that they get interested in your stuff and possibly exchange their data with some free gift that you give them that is valuable, that it helps them. When a potential clients download something from you, even if it's free and even if it's simple, what does it say? It says that person is telling you, I am interested in your stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have given you my number and my name and my last name I was really interested in this free gift. That's why I'm giving you my contact. And once the person says basically that he or she is so interested, it means that is in target, that is a potential client. So that's it about marketing. Is it clear? Dump it here in the comment or something. Let's have it engaging. I really like that. If you feel that marketing is not really your forte and you are not so sure if you're communicating properly what you have to communicate, here is the good news for you. Click the link below in the description. It's on the very first line, and you can book your free Dancepreneur breakthrough call with me. And I will be very happy to go with you in depth into your business, understanding how your marketing is right now. And absolutely for free, I will give you my point of view on how you can improve that marketing so that you can start converting, attracting more people, and therefore potentially convert more. So click the link below, join the call, book yourself into my calendar, one-on-one. We're going to work on this. Sounds good? Great. Let's move on. So point number 2, we spoke about sales. Now, here is where everybody, or most of the people, I should say, have some issues. A lot of people come to me and they say, Oreste, I really want to do the business, but I'm so bad at selling and I'm really uncomfortable with selling. Probably you can identify yourself into this too. If so, leave a comment and let me know. But the thing is, if you are uncomfortable with sales, it means that most likely you haven't fully understood what sales means. Now, if you run a business, it means that at some point you had a mission. At some point you understood you had something valuable that can help other people in their journey. If you're a dance teacher, very simply, at some point you realize that you're good at what you do. You realize I've learned a lot of stuff. I can make people happy with this. I can make people dance better through this. So you realize that your self has value, and you decide to start teaching because you say, I want to share this value and I want to help people. Think about for a second. I'm sure, everybody has to work to survive and to make the money. Of course, we all do it for the income because that's how the society works. But why you do that and not work at Starbucks? Because you like to give, and by the way, all respect for who works at Starbucks. I don't mean that in a bad way. But you want to teach because you like doing it and you think it can benefit other people, right? Or maybe you have a store and you sell dresses, or you sell shoes, or you sell makeup products, whatever you sell. You are doing it, you choose that thing because you think it's valuable and it can help people, right? Think about for a second. Actually, I want you for real to think about that in this very moment. Whatever you use to make money, think about it. Is it helpful to other people? Does it help people to move on or to improve their quality of whatever they are doing? Does that help? Is the answer yes? I'm sure it is. Focus on that. Now that we have established that we are valuable, that we have value to give, and we can help other people. Now, don't you think that you have a responsibility towards these people in front of you to actually improve their situation, to actually move on into their situation? So if you are a dance teacher, you know that dancing is valuable. You know that they have a great time. You know that they improve because of you. They have a better life because of you. They enjoy experiences better, right? So why wouldn't you want to sell them your value so that they can have a better life overall? So, bottom point about this. Sales is also communication, but it's a different type of communication compared to marketing. Now, you have to understand, human beings, we have, most of us, a attachment to money. And we have a fear to detach from money. We have a fear to let money go. And that's perfectly fine. And I think it's normal. We all, want to protect our finance. It's a little bit like an instinct, right? I want to hold the funds to me. And I totally get it. I do that myself too sometimes. So even when you want something, even when you really want something, sometimes even when you need something, you have anyway that sense of wanting to hold back. And if we didn't have salespeople in this world, we would never buy anything unless we really had to, unless we were really desperate and we really needed that. And then what would happen? We would all have a miserable life. We will all only live with the very minimum essential. We will all be miserable. We would all be miserable. So the salesperson is a person that communicates with you to help you release that energy of wanting to hold the money back. So when I sell my stuff, I know that in front of me, I have a person that most likely, no matter what I'm selling, no matter if it's good, bad, old, new, whatever, that person has a little holding back. She or he is protecting his finances. So now, as a salesperson, I need to understand, does this person really want this? And if this person really wants this, which most of the time they do, you need to help. As a salesperson, I have to help that client to release that energy so that I can inspire that client to take action on their own improvement, on their own dream, or on whatever benefit they will experience with whatever I'm giving them or you are giving them. Does that make sense? So again, sales is a process that happens from the salesperson to the client. It's a communication where the salesperson is helping the client, is inspiring the client to take action for himself, for herself, for her own benefit, for her own process and success. So the salesperson is really putting the client at ease, trying to see everything with extreme clarity. And if it's very clear that the benefit is there, then the client will buy and the salesperson will lead that process. So, of course, sales is not for weak people, because you need to be in charge of that communication. When you sell something, you are in charge. The client needs to be helped to take that decision, needs to be inspired to take action on her or his own decisions and actions. And that's the interaction, this beautiful dance that happens between the sales guy and the client to, at the end, just bring this client to be lifted. That's all what sales is. Honestly, if you don't do sales for your own business, you are making a damage not only to yourself that you don't make the money, but you're making a damage to all your potential clients. You are not helping them to help themselves through your product or through your service or through your support. This is very important. A business owner, a salesperson, takes responsibility on the people, on his or her audience, on the people around. A salesperson is responsible for the growth of the clients. And so when you understand that, you now approach sales in a totally different way, because you become a guide, you become an expert, you become a reference point, you get authority. And believe me, yes, throughout this process, the client will feel a sense of urgency. The client will feel like you are pushing a little bit. But I like to say pulling more than pushing. So the sales pulls the client, doesn't push it, okay? So when the client will feel this pull, and it will feel a bit like this, but ultimately, this person will respect your authority and will appreciate your support. How many times it happened, I'm sure you can relate to this, you were being nice to some of your students in terms of money, in terms of, you were maybe trying to not sell much, you were maybe trying to not, interfere with the process. And then the student leaves you and go to someone else that is charging way much. And then you start thinking like, oh my gosh, I used to take care so much of this person. I gave everything with discounts and I was so nice to this person. And then she or he went to the other guy or to the other teacher that charged more than me all the time. Did that happen to you? Actually, I want to know. Did that happen to you? This can be personal. So if it did happen to you and you want to discuss with me, feel free to DM. And I'll be happy to discuss with you about it and how you can make sure that that doesn't happen again. In fact, if in your business you feel that there is a lack in the ability of sale, I'm telling you, this skill that you don't have is killing your business and is never going to let you fly. So if you feel that you have a problem in sales, click the link below in the very first link of the description and get onto a Zoom call with me, what I call a Dancepreneur breakthrough call. We will look into your situation. We will look into exactly what you do right now. We will speak about your uncomfortability about sales, and I will give you the tools to immediately after our call get more confident with sales. I'll give you a strategy for that. And the call is for free. So take advantage, join it, and let's talk about your sales situation inside your business. Great, let's move on. Now let's go into point number 3. Point number 3 is the deliverables. So we spoke about marketing. You need to attract the attention of people, possibly capture their contact information. Then you need to sell to the people. So you need to speak with them so that they can take action and commit by purchasing, by paying you and getting your product, getting your service. 3, now you have to deliver. So if you have a product, obviously the deliverable is the product itself. So if you are selling shoes, your deliverable are shoes. If you sell dresses, your deliverable are dresses. Now, when the deliverable is a product itself, you have to make sure your product is good. This for me is very important. So obviously you want to make sure the product corresponds with what you say that is. Otherwise you are a scam. Okay. So you have to make sure if you say I have a very high quality shoes that I sell, then you have to make sure you give them high quality shoes. Okay. So that's very, very simple. I think it's very obvious, but I'll repeat it just to be sure. If you sell a product, make sure the product is good. Make sure it does the job. That's the most important thing. It has to do the job and it has to be good. If you sell a service instead, here it gets more tricky, because if you sell a service, let's say like a private lesson, that's of course a service, or a pro-am competition, that's a service. When you sell this kind of services, the risk is that this service doesn't look and feel real enough. For you, it might feel obvious. A dance lesson is a dance lesson. A pro-am competition is a pro-am competition. Very clear. For some other people, this might feel not touchable enough. So what do you have to do? That's very important. You have to structure that service. We spoke about this on a previous, I spoke about this on a previous show. Please go back on my main videos and you'll find it about how to create your program. But basically, no matter if it's a program or is any type of service, you have to make sure you define the transformation. This person is coming to you before taking your service in a certain status, and then it leaves you after the service on another status. You have to define status A, status B. So this person comes to me in a certain situation. It goes through my process, whatever service I'm giving, and it comes out a better person. So let's make an example. If you're a massage therapist, this person coming to you tired and, drained and physically just beat up, then you do your little massage that is done of, I don't know, and you break it down. It's done of foot massage, leg massage, or sport massage, whatever that is. And you come out relaxed, fresh, energized, ready for a new day. So can you see the journey, right? Point A, the client comes. In the middle, there is whatever service you offer, structured in more steps. And at the end, there is the result of what you come out. And this has to be clear in the communication. Otherwise, you risk that people don't understand really what you're giving. And they don't understand what they are getting it. And that's why you might feel uncomfortable selling it, because you yourself might not be very aware of why this person should get it and why is that beneficial. So if you sell a service, and professional ballroom dancers, we mostly sell services, we need to get clarity on that. So you need to be able to say it in a way, and you can even write it down in a piece of paper or in a little PDF file or something, so that it's tangible, that makes that deliverable clear, makes that product, that service look like a product, okay? So summarizing this, the deliverable is whatever you actually sell, practically, okay? If it's a product, it's pretty clear. The product is self-explanatory. But if it's a service, you have to make it look like a product. How do you make it look like a product? By defining point A of the client, your process, point B of the client. I hope that makes sense. Now, if you look into your own business and you look into the services that you give, do you think there is clarity in point A, journey, and point B? Do you have a clarity about that? And if you do have clarity about that, which probably you do you think in your marketing, you make it clear what the process is, what your service look like? Otherwise, if that's not clear and you don't communicate it inside your marketing at the beginning, then how can people get interested if they don't know what we're talking about? So if you feel that you could have more clarity about your services, if you feel that this lack of clarity might make you miss clients, might lose you clients, might actually create a lack of income for you, then I warmly recommend you to click the link below and join the Dancepreneur breakthrough call with me. It's an hour of one-on-one consultation in which I will be very happy to look inside your business and understand how you can clarify further your services, point A, journey, point B, and how you can report this into your marketing and start having a real conversion. Now, let's summarize very quickly. Marketing is what you say to the people to get attention and you capture their informations. Sales is the communication that you do with your clients to inspire them to take action on themselves and on their own improvement, on their own better life. And the deliverable is the clarity of the product or service that you are offering. This might sound very basic, but guess what? Basics are the essential, the fundamental essence of everything. Like in dancing, without basic, where do you want to go? You go nowhere. In business, it's even more important than in dancing, because business is what sustains you. Business is what brings you power so that you can take care of your people, you can take care of your family, you can support your loved ones, and you can attract more people around yourself. This is what business is: taking responsibility on the people, enjoying the success and wealth that comes with it, so that you can keep giving to people and keep improving this world. This is what we do as business owners. This is what we should do as dancers, better as dancepreneurs. I hope this served you, and see you next time.